it was like it was gaslighting the UK because the UK is not shit at the moment. Like because even Donald was, he looked at Kestama, it's like the UK big boys, they don't need help. Oh, do you need help? like oh, and then like big boys. Oh, would you need help from us? You know. You know that the Prime Minister of the UK as well visited Donald, Keir Starmer. He visited Donald, and without even talking about whatever it is that they discussed, something funny happened. They asked, one of the press guys asked Donald, like, if the UK is in trouble, war-like trouble or whatever, the US will support, right?
If British troops are in Ukraine keeping the peace and get attacked by Russia, will you come to their aid?
If the British people are in Ukraine and they get attacked,
if British soldiers in Ukraine.
I've always found about the British, they don't need much help. They can take care of themselves very well. You know what? No, it sounds like it's evasive, but it's not evasive. The British have been incredible soldiers, incredible military, and they can take care of themselves.
Guess what Donald's response was?
What did he say?
I'm not quoting him verbatim or word for word or act by act, but to me it seemed like it was gaslighting the UK because the UK is not shit at the moment. Like because even Donald was, he looked at Kestama, it's like the UK big boys, they don't need help. Oh, do you need help? like oh, and then like big boys. Oh, would you need help from us? You know,
and
the Kestama guy was then trying to be a typical prime minister. Well, we are allies. We are this and
maybe that's also the problem that I have with Trump. It does seem like he's having too much fun, and this we're talking about people's lives. Like with all these sort of responses and gestures, it's clear if you see the way you get what I mean. It's like, but these are serious stuff.
But I like it. Do you know why I like it? Bro, I think we have lied to ourselves enough in this world. Every time when push comes to shove, every country will choose their own people. We lie to ourselves. It's a global village, all for one, or one for all, or whatever. I don't know what to do. Like, we are all together in it. When push comes to shove, there will instantly be the segregation and blah, blah, blah. And basically, Trump is just saying now, like, hey, we are all white. We can be friends, but forget it. You're not getting my money or unless you're... like is doing what I think was truly at the core of society, and we were pretending as if we were one.
Yeah, I get what you mean. That I like. He's a very realistic person.
Exactly. And that's what he's doing. And now what's more interesting is the way they did it, right? That alliance of the West. Now without the US, it seems like it's nothing. Everybody's running elter skelter. People should wake up. Yeah, people should wake up, because for Trump, I think maybe what's hurting him the most is that a lot of Europe we have all this working system. We talked about it a lot, right? Like in Europe, especially in some of the big countries in the EU, the system works.
Yeah.
Right? And you have in the US a country where even if you have insurance, you are paying more than if you don't have insurance. You have a system where they have too many homeless people, and they're the richest country in the world, by the way. Yeah, because they will always infrastructure is shit, because they will always divert their own funding to military power, and they keep funding military power, but Europe gets to benefit directly and indirectly from that.
But they agreed on that. That's the issue. They agreed to that, right?
Another president agreed to that for some reason or the other. And now that it's at the detriment of American people, it's fine that another president comes in and say, in my own agenda, no, I'm not agreeing to it unless X and X happen.
But he's not saying that directly. That's the problem, because Trump is now.
He is.
He made clear
he said
that
I'll pull out of NATO.
Oh.
Yeah, he asked for them to do at least 2% of their budget in military funding. And they're still discussing whether, okay, cool. Discuss. It means 10%. You don't want to do to... discuss now. he made some very clear demands.
If he had made that clear, then he should just go for it. Because for me, it feels like he's doing it indirectly with this whole Ukraine war.
No, it's not indirectly.
Okay.
The Ukraine one, what's pissing him off is the $350 billion that Biden sent over.
Allegedly sent over.
Exactly. I think what's pissing Donald up with that one is why. Now, there's a good why. When Ukraine was asked to dump their nuclear arsenal, Russia, China, US, a lot of countries actually put pen to paper to say they will protect Ukraine in case of a war. They did. Now, I think that's an issue. But at the same time, the whole world, one way or the other, also promised Russia that they will respect their positioning as a military power. They will respect their positioning as a rival. Right? And if we are breaking one law, I think it throws everything out the water.
Exactly.
Like even Russia sought to protect Ukraine. But also the West promised something else to Russia when it comes to their rivalry position. You know, their borders and stuff. They basically said, we don't care. We will move towards you. If they want to join NATO, it's up to them. Remember when I said it at the beginning of the war that it's a bad war, blah, blah, but I think Europe had the responsibility for Ukrainian people to say, no. Don't worry, we are allies. Don't worry, we have all these things going, but we cannot formally say you are part of X and X. They could have had a completely different type of agreement, special to bordering countries to Russia. But they tested that. What will you do kind of energy. But someone else has made an argument, like a conspiracy, that the whole Ukraine thing, forget the border, blah, 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 it's all a mineral resource conversation. And maybe pushing Ukraine to the wall now, they don't have the American support. Europe might not be able to support appropriately. This mineral resource thing, it's like negotiating and making sure that the power dynamics is clear before they even reach an agreement. Because you might be fooling yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, see, know where you day. If I'm asking for 1 trillion, I'm asking for 1 trillion.
Yeah.
Can you really say no to me? And it's still a business negotiation move again. Because it's in the US favor to really clarify that power dynamics.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how everything would go. They met, I think, yesterday. I'm not sure what he said. I haven't seen anything, but yeah, they met in London, and I saw Zelensky hugging the new prime minister in the UK, and yeah, let's see. I don't think Europe.
Read about it and talk about it in the next.
Yeah, I don't think Europe is ready to take on the war right now. Yeah.
We should think about it. And I mean, already I think when we saw Emmanuel Macron at the White House talking to Donald, even though they say it didn't turn out well, I think he was representing the EU in that conversation, and I think they're trying to find the back door. But also, it seems like when the US makes a move, it also gives the other Western countries a bit of effrontery to do the same. For example, the USAID thing that went off. Now, the Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister, they also cut down now on UK aids, so that the aid budget, they cut down so that they can fund more military stuff now. I mean, the fact that they do that, why didn't they do it before Donald came along?
I mean, that's like everything you just said about we've been lying to ourselves all along, that this is a global village or whatever, that yeah, I mean, as we know it, US is still like the main authority. And I think he was just of the idea that, okay, then I'll also pull out. Like, why would I also make everybody day their day? It's like, okay, I think the world is coming back to this decentralized original way. And let's just keep our money.